I have somebody here that left Lebanon before the war.
Where?
He is,
In Israel?
yeah,
He was here.
he is in the
Oh.
kibbutz here.
He visited you?
Not yet.
Ah.
He doesn't know that I'm here.
Yeah, I think he's a few feet under.
The what?
Oh.
He's older than your dad. He was your uncle.
I know.
Oh. Wait.
But maybe his children.
See, I
Okay.
have
So-
yeah.
Last time we talked about, you told me the story about your brother, Baruch,
Yeah.
and your father, that they were in jail in Kazakhstan, you remember? Because of, I don't know, stealing some sugar or something?
Oh,
You remember that?
yeah, they went to the railroad station
Yeah.
and tried to sell a Jewish woman a kilo of sugar.
Yes.
And she had it all arranged with the police.
A Jewish woman?
Well, she was Russian, a Jewish woman.
Jewish Russian woman?
Yeah,
Oh, why did you do
I
that?
don't know. She was working for the police or what. So they were paying it. I was outside the entrance and I was watching it,
Yeah.
and the police just came. I could leave, but they got arrested.
And you did what they, I mean, it was you,
I was with them.
but they didn't arrest you.
No.
Why?
I was outside.
Oh, they didn't see you?
I didn't go to the close to the railroad station.
It was you and it was Baruch and your father?
Yeah.
They both of them tried to sell it to this woman? Or it was only Baruch?
Baruch and my father. And so the police tried to arrest Baruch. And I don't know if I screamed to run or something, and he left and it started running. And the police chased him, and they caught him. And they put him in jail.
And what about your father? You told me he was in jail
He was arrested
also.
also. Yeah,
At the
because
same time,
he didn't have time
to run.
to run.
And then,
And then there was a trial. And there was a family that my brother met on the train from Moscow, from Russia.
when did he meet?
From what?
Who? Baruch met a family on the train to where?
To
To jail?
to Jambul, where we live.
Before, you're talking
Yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. And, okay.
And we got him an apartment.
You helped them.
We helped them.
Okay.
And we became close friends. And they introduced us to some Russian lawyers. There was a big building there with
In Zambul?
in Jambul
Okay.
with lawyers, and most of them were from Moscow. Yeah. And she said, "I'm going to do what I can."
Who's she?
The mother
The mother?
of the daughter, because we got him an apartment
You helped them, yeah.
and we tried to be nice.
Now she wanted to help you.
Yeah, she wanted to help me.
As you say, she knew lawyers in Zambul.
Well, her husband was a popular lawyer in Moscow, and she got to know
Oh.
some of the lawyers.
Did this family live with you in the camp? In this,
No,
or they live in the city?
they lived in. We didn't live in the camp then either. We were out of the camp.
In Kazakhstan?
Yeah.
What do you mean? But you all live together, all the Jewish who came from Poland. right?
Yeah, but we were not always in the camp.
You were allowed to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But
So
you
we
were
rented
an
an
apartment.
apartment outside.
Ah, you were okay. You were allowed to rent an apartment
Yeah.
outside.
And then we tried to find them an apartment.
Yes, but not in the city. You told me you couldn't stay in the city, right?
Well, we stayed near the railroad
Near
station.
the railroad station.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with her help, we got in touch with the lawyers and back and forth. And they said, we're going to do our best.
For free.
Well, it was for free originally.
Okay. And they got out like 1 year and a half after. Yeah. How long did they stay in jail? You remember?
Not too long, but they were released.
So during the time they were in jail,
Yeah.
so no father, no brother, not at home,
Well,
only you.
I was working at the railroad station
Yes.
making ice.
Cleaning the ice
No.
from.
We were manufacturing ice.
Okay.
So when a shipment came in with food, they parked it at this place, and we were filling it up.
To keep it fresh.
Yeah, to keep
Yeah.
the food fresh.
Oh.
And there were usually hot dogs
Okay. Okay.
inside.
So actually, Baruch was in jail when before he went to jail. Actually, he was contributed to the family.
Yeah, he was
Right.
helpful
Yeah.
to them, and we were helpful.
Yeah.
My father too.
No, I mean
Yeah.
that before he got into jail,
Oh yeah,
okay, he also worked. He was working, right?
yeah,
And earned some money
yeah.
and gave to the family. But now he's in jail.
Uh-huh.
Your father is in jail. Your mother at home. Ezra
Well,
is
the
too
mother
small
was walking from the railroad station to the city where the jail was.
to visit them.
She would bring him some food,
But how did
because
you?
what they were getting was not enough.
Okay.
So she brought him some extra bread and some other things.
Did you go also to visit them?
No, because I was working.
You didn't
They
have the
didn't
time
come-
to go.
They didn't come to look for me for some reason. They didn't look for me. And I didn't want to be exposed because I was part of the deal. Because I knew the woman that sold us
Yeah.
the coupons.
Tell me, I've two questions. One is when Baruch was in jail, how did you manage only from your
Well, I was
salary?
working. I was making.
You had to work even harder in order
well,
to get.
not just
No?
working. We tried to get some. There were some Jewish men in the city, which was a distance
Okay.
from the railroad station,
Okay.
and they wanted to make ice cream, and they wanted to buy the ice from me.
Oh, okay.
You know.
So like secretly you sold them ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first we sold them some ice, and when we took it off the railroad tracks, carried it to them, the policeman noticed it,
Oh. And
he took it away.
but he didn't arrest you.
I wasn't here. They already had the ice, the Jewish couple, the two men. that I sold it to. But then we made arrangements to deliver the ice to the city so that they could have for cold drinks and for to make ice cream.
But it was illegal. I mean,
What?
it was illegal.
Illegal, yeah, sure. They
And-
call it speculation.
Yeah, and the boss, the manager, didn't notice that you is lacking ice. I mean,
He was okay. He was trying to be helpful to me. See, we bought sometimes kosher meat, and we invited him to the house to have a kosher dinner.
he wasn't Jewish.
What?
He wasn't a Jewish. He was not a Jew.
No, they were not Jewish.
No.
No. They
But
were,
he was he let you to do it.
yeah, they say we're not good. The watchman happened to be a Muslim, and we got paid him off, and he said he's not going to stop us from taking it. And the boss said, "You got to be careful. You take it. You got to be careful not to get caught."
Tell me, so actually, when I think I'm, imagining your stories,
Yeah.
I said to myself that I will always be, we live in a fear that,
Yeah.
that's how you felt. I mean,
We had to be.
you had to look around you all the time.
Yeah.
That the policemen, there were policemen all over who was,
I mean, there is something if you carry something
okay,
and it's hidden in a bag.
okay.
The police
They
would
check on you?
they check. I wasn't carrying it. I gave it to the people that made the ice. They create the ice cream. So they would check and see if there was ice taken from the place where I was working and carried away a piece that was stealing the ice, according to them. But the bosses and the watchmen at the place, they didn't mind. They said, "There's enough ice there not to worry about it." So,
I have this question in my head. How did these times that you had to look around all the time, that not to be caught, okay?
no, only when you gave the ice to some Jewish people.
Yes, but you always, as I understand, you
yeah.
were always
You
had
had
to
to be
think
watchful.
but you always also had to be, had to think, how can I bring more money to my family?
Yeah,
Especially at the time when your father and Baruch were in jail. You were the only provider to the
Yeah.
family because
I was
Ezra was
also-
too small.
I told you that I met a woman that issued the bread cards,
Yes.
and she liked what I did, a job for her, and she gave me some extra coupons,
Yeah.
which was not.
So you were like, did everything you could with this woman, with this
Well,
man to selling.
She was entertaining
Yeah.
Russian soldiers. And she said, "Many, I'll need a certain amount of money to buy some whiskey and to buy." She was a young woman, single,
I have a question that maybe I should ask it at the end of our interviews,
Yeah.
but I feel that I want to ask it now. How did this kind of life that you live, how it influence
The kind of what?
life that you live,
Yeah.
how did it influence on you on your later times? I mean, as a grown up, as a married man, as a father, as a businessman, this time that you had to look around, don't let anyone catch you, that you had to take, you were only provider
No,
of your family. How
everything,
was it?
everything was very legitimate, you know, legal. What we did
When?
when we opened up a
A
business.
franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'm sure.
Mhm.
But I said on your character, on your behavior.
Yeah.
How did these times when you were 15, 16, 17, and you had to take care of, you were the only one who took care of your family.
Uh-huh.
You had to take care that not to be caught, right? You maybe I suppose you felt some, fear, maybe to be aware of
But
these
they
soldiers. So,
cooperated. They said it's okay.
yeah,
You can go ahead and take it. You know.
but this life that you live,
Yeah.
did it influence in any way on your character, on your personality,
No.
on you as a businessman?
The business when we started was already legitimate,
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Hmm?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about this kind of, I'm sure it was legitimate.
Yeah.
This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your character. As
But
you
even,
were a 15-year-old
yeah.
and then a grown up, how this life that you live in the,
See, people trusted me, like the
yeah,
revisor, who happened to be not a practicing Jew, but he was Jewish by birth.
who?
One of the bosses.
Okay.
He said to me that the spring is coming and they won't be able to get grass, just picked up and feed the cow or whatever. Do I know any way where I can get it? We'll have to pay for it.
You were very hard worker,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it was what we had to do. It was a 12-hour job. It was hooked up hoses, like, a large area, and I had to watch the water. If you get too much, it won't freeze. You have to get it just enough so it'll become ice. You know.
Yeah.
But everybody, the bosses, like I was talking to the revisor, he happened to be Jewish, but not a practicing Jew. And he asked me if I was able to get him some money. He knew that I had to do something to.
He wanted the money from you,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
why?
Because he said he needed to buy hay on the black market, and he needed some cash.
So why would he come to you?
Well, he was guessing that I was doing
You were be able to.
that I was selling the eyes and making money on the side. Because at one time we hired a donkey with a two-wheeler. We loaded up half a dozen chunks of ice, and my father with the boy that we hired walked to the city and went from one place to another and sold a piece of ice.
So actually, your businessman personality started then, right? You
Maybe.
started to be a businessman
Yeah.
then. Yeah. So it kind of was in your blood.
Well, it was
To be-
always
Yeah.
we knew
To find solution to everything.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
You knew how to do it.
yeah.
You need to survive. You had to provide your family with food and everything. You needed more money. You know who to go to, how to how to do it,
Uh-huh.
how to not get involved in
But
something.
Itzkin, he was born a Jew,
Yeah,
but he was high up on his job. He was supposed to watch the rest of him, you know,
yeah,
not to do anything. Speculation was common because people didn't make always enough money for what they were getting paid. So if there was anything they could do on the side,
they did.
if there was food, sometimes they would take out some grain and sell it, and make some extra money to make a living. But this was common as long as you didn't get caught. If you got caught, you had trouble.
Yeah, you went to jail, like Baruch and your father.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were lucky because you had someone who took care
Yeah.
of them. Yeah, otherwise they would have stayed in jail for 7 years.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because they were strict.
Yeah,
Speculation was like about starting at 7 years.
yeah. But if yeah,
You didn't go to jail. They had camps they sent you to.
working camps, labor camps.
Labor camps. In the labor camps, you try to make friends with the people that were in charge with the labor camps.
But in order to be friends, then you had to pay them something,
Something.
right?
You had to,
So, so actually, you had to send Baruch and your father some money to bribe the guards, maybe,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
but I was making quite a bit of money selling the ice.
Yes. But bribery was it was illegal, but everybody knew that everybody doing it,
Yeah, because
right?
when I met some of the sales women in the restaurants there that were feeding the workers, and they said, "You and your family can be trusted. That you're not going to squeal. You're not going to tell the government
About it.
to get us in trouble."
Yeah.
So they liked the idea that we would keep a secret and they would get a piece of it.
Yeah. Not easy.
What?
I say not easy. I mean to live like that.
No, it wasn't
No.
easy. But even that Itzkin, he realized that I'm getting some money out of extra for the ice, which was not kosher.
So, but he
But he still wanted some money to buy hay
yeah.
for the horse.
So he didn't say anything.
No.
I mean, yeah. Tell me, did the Kazakhstans, the
Yeah.
the other people, not the Jewish people, the
Yeah.
other people, did they live like you did? I mean, or you had your Jewish problems, and the most of the majority of the population, did they live
The
a
majority,
better life than you, or different
well,
life than you?
the majority of the Russians had to look for ways to get some extra from the place
You're
where they were
talking about the
working
Kazakhstans.
in Kazakhstan.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but they didn't consider this stealing because you took it from the government.
Ah. And they hated
Well,
they hated the government.
well, it's not. they just felt the government can afford it.
They knew what, that the government was corrupted or
Oh,
didn't care
I
about her citizens?
well, the government was known to be corrupted, yeah.
Yeah.
Not just the government. Most people that had a job that was exposed to the public wanted to know how you can use it for your betterment, and it wasn't legal. That was common, you know, to get away.
But they lived like you, like the Jewish community. Did they live the same life as you,
Well, you
or
see,
easy life?
they were not
Easier than you, I mean.
some of them, yeah, but the people that there were not too many Jews by where I was working at the railroad station. But the majority of the Jews were uptown. There were a lot of Jews there, maybe 50,000. They all got involved in different, you know, businesses.
And how did the un-Jewish um, people treat you? I mean, you just came, you took from them jobs, you know.
But what
Did you
they,
feel anything kind of animosity towards you? Something?
no, what they respected is that we could keep it a secret and get away with it.
Did you have any relations between you and the Muslims, Christians?
Yeah,
I don't know.
everybody was in Russia. See, Kazakhstan is not Russia. See, it's Muslim. Muslim. It was invaded by Russia, so they had Kazakhs working, and they were part of the management and everything else. And they were not necessarily lovers of the Russian regime.
Okay. So you can say that you had same enemy. So when you have the same enemy, you collaborate.
Yeah, then you have to make it pay for them too.
How long did you stay in Kazakhstan? For how long?
For quite a while, several years.
Several years.
Yeah.
You remember when did you leave Kazakhstan and what happened?
Not exactly. No.
What do you know? What you heard? Or
Well, we heard that there was news that you can go back to Poland. See?
there were news, but nobody came officially and told you that you
Yeah,
can
there was
leave and go
somebody.
back to
There
Poland.
was somebody from my hometown that made arrangements at the railroad station to be put in a car and send it to Poland. For
You heard?
what?
You heard about arrangements
Well,
that
they were good friends of mine.
okay.
We went to school with a boy, and we knew the parents, and they made arrangements at the railroad station where they paid somebody. He made arrangements to get him in a car that was going to Poland, and they left,
They left.
and they got there.
Where to?
To
Rimanov?
Romanov,
To
yeah.
Rimanov?
Yeah, they had a bakery in Romanov.
And they wanted to go back.
No, not to come back to Kazakhstan.
No, they wanted to go back to Rimanov.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
So they
but
went.
at that time, did you know what happened to the Jewish people in Rimanov? Did you
Well,
hear what was
what
happening?
happened was the Germans rounded up most of them and sent them
The
to
concentration.
concentration camps.
Okay.
But the people locally left them alone.
So he went back to Romanov?
Yeah. I mean, I think he was trying to sell the bakery,
Ah.
and he was able to do it. They had a house there too.
And what about you? You didn't want to go back to Romanov?
Sure, we wanted to go back, but all we had is a little place, a house. My grandfather lived on one side, and
But you heard he was already sent to. He died, right, at that time.
no, he was still alive.
What year are we talking about?
Well,
What year are we talking about now?
it was before we got legally that we could go back to Poland
After the war?
after the war.
After the war. So you're saying that some of the people went back to Romanov after the war?
Some, not just Romanov, Poland in
Yeah,
general.
Poland, yeah. They wanted to save their businesses, maybe to sell it.
Well, they
To sell
wanted
it.
to go back where they grew up and made a living. And they were
So why didn't you, your family, want to go back?
we wanted to go back too.
So,
So
but
it wasn't easy.
what do you mean?
Well, you have to have a place. See, like in their case, they had a bakery in town. So when they went back, they could take charge of the bakery and do baking.
What about the other businesses, like the gasoline station?
The gasoline station was too exposed. The company that we got a contract with was not able to allow us to continue
What do you mean? Why?
because it, I, they were not allowed to let us have a contract anymore. We had to have a 6 months contract or whatever with the company. It didn't work everything like it was before the war. You know.
Things changed.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, you didn't want to go back to your old house in Romanov and start.
We did go back to the old house.
You did go back to Romanov?
Yeah.
Okay, but not after Kazakhstan. You said before that it took you several years.
There was,
You went to Vienna or something in another
this
camp?
was after we were able to leave.
Okay, so let's go back. You're in Kazakhstan,
Yeah.
all right? And then after several years, what? Somebody told you you are able to live
Yeah.
wherever you want, or
Well, they were organizing trips to go back
to where to?
to Poland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did you know about the war was ending? How did you know about it?
We were getting news. A lot of people had uh, special radios and everything else. So
You remember the day that they told you that you hear that the war was over?
yeah.
Do you remember
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me about this day.
We tried to go back and we did go back.
How did you feel? I mean, how did you feel? Did you feel anything? Did you,
We were
you know,
hoping.
did you, yeah.
We knew it's going to be complicated, whatever we do, because it was not kosher It wasn't arranged.
What was not kosher?
Well, whatever we did had to be approved.
What during the years that you lived there?
Yeah, to go there and to do business. It was it's mostly black market business.
So what you're saying, you were afraid that somebody will talk, will catch you after,
Yeah,
put you in jail
yeah.
because of the things that you did before during those years?
Could be anything. Yeah,
That was what's going on your mind
yeah,
that time?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what did you did? What did you decide to do when you knew that the war was over and the Russians told you that you can live wherever you go,
Yeah.
wherever you want? That's
So
what they told
we
you?
left and we went back, I think. I don't remember.
You don't remember what you did after Kazakhstan?
No, I don't. Because during the war, what we had to do is live off the black market. And a lot of people did that.
I know, okay.
Yeah.
But when the war was over and the Russians told you you may leave if
I
you
know,
want.
but in order to get our business back, we would have a hard time getting it back
Yeah, in Rimanov.
in Revenue.
Yeah, but before Rimanov. What did you do after they told you you can leave?
Well,
Where did you go?
we tried to do whatever we could to survive.
Yeah, but you stay in Kazakhstan or you left?
We left
Where to?
to Revenue, to Poland.
But it took you some time to get there, right?
Yeah. Once they put you in the car, freight car, to go back to Poland, we would go back to Revenue.
You didn't stop in Vienna on the way?
I don't recall
You don't
exactly
recall?
the stops,
Okay.
but it was temporary. We had everything arranged to go to Poland.
But I remember that your mother also came with you to Rimanov
Yeah,
because I think when did she die, your mother? When? You remember when did she die?
she died.
In Lebov?
Yeah, I remember when we came back from Siberia to Poland,
From Kazakhstan
from Kazakhstan
to
to
Poland.
Poland, and she got sick close to the railroad station there. And they went to doctors, and they put her in the hospital, and they couldn't
Save her.
save her. So she passed away. So we had a Jewish funeral there, and this was when the war ended. The war.
Where was it? You remember?
What?
Where was it? Where? Where did she die?
in Poland.
Where in Poland?
The entrance close a couple. There was a couple of cities that were famous for Jewish background.
Lebov?
What?
Maybe? Lebov? Lvov?
No,
Not
that
Lvov?
no. This was all the way by the border with the Russians. But Lvov is already in the city.
Where
Poland.
she's buried, your mother?
She was buried a town near the border when we came back from Russia.
After
See, they had yeshivas. You know what a yeshiva?
Mhm.
They had set up
No,
yeshiva,
no, no.
yeah, where they were training Jewish people for Jewish law. Yeah,
At Kazakhstan,
yeah,
did you have any leaders of the community, the Jewish community?
yeah.
Some rabbis, some, I don't know, not rabbi, just someone.
There were people that helped us. Yeah.
What way they helped us?
No,
Help you.
in Poland, you had to be careful not to speak Yiddish in the car, in the on the train.
On the way back, you
On
mean?
the way back, yeah. Because what happened was, this was near Pesach time, and a woman in the town where we got off the train, she made rumors that the Jews have to kill a Gentile
Mm,
child
yeah.
in order to get the Gentile blood.
Mhm.
And there was something, you had to be very careful not to speak Yiddish in the cars, traveling,
Mm.
because you were considered, a Gentile killer of the Jews.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
But then it was organized to go from there to uh, another country
Austria.
next door. So, and from
What do you say?
Austria.
זהו, הוא לא זוכר עכשיו. אני חושבת שהוא מאוד התעייף.
no, this was in Poland.
הוא לא זוכר.
They took you to Austria.
כן.
Yeah, we went to Austria.
You remember after Kazakhstan?
Yeah.
Okay. Who took you there?
Well, the American government organized the trips to get into the cars and to go to Austria. And in Austria, they confiscated certain buildings and they made it into Jewish displaced persons camps. And it was kosher, and got
This in Austria.
in Austria.
Where in Austria? You remember?
Yeah, it was not any place there, but we went where you could have a synagogue and
I listened to the tapes that they interviewed you. So there was a city named Sicily,
what?
a name of a city.
Yeah,
You remember in Austria that they put you there, or you arrived there by yourself, or okay.
it was okay there. There we were covered by the American Army, and we were able to get kosher food and to open up synagogues there, and we tried to do business with the local businessmen in town. And we were able to get some merchandise that we couldn't get supplied in Austria, and it came through the border from different countries to Europe.
Okay, we will stop here, okay? אני מרגישה כשהוא מתחיל להתעייף, הוא לא זוכר כבר את אני לא אכביד עליו. הטייפ השני, הצד השני של הטייפ השני, הרי הוא גם מבינה כמה זמן, נכון? באזור של וינה.
Salzburg. Where were you in Salzburg or Vienna? Vienna.
We did. I got a job in Salzburg, working for the American Joint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
אני אקרא את זה, זה נראה.
because
היו לי כמה שאלות לשאול אותו, מה זה?
אחותי שלחה את זה לפני מכשיר, אדי, עצמה.
אוקיי.
זה מה שעצמה עושה.
אוקיי, איפה זוכר?
הוא היה צעיר.
כן, אני
I
יודעת,
got a
הוא לא
job.
מדבר עליו כמעט.
הם לא דיברו כל כך אחד לשני.
כן? הוא לא מסתיר אותו בכלל. אוקיי, נקרא את זה, אבל מה רציתי לשאול?
I got a job when I was working. You know what a joint is?
Yes.
Yeah. They had a house
רציתי לשאול טוב, אני לא לשאול אותו פעם.
that was helping Jewish people emigrate, and the Joint Distribution Committee. They are all over the world. I was working for the Joint at the time.
You were working on the job, with the
Yeah.
job, okay.
So I would get a job, and they would let me pay for a room to rent a room in town, and they would have a Volkswagen take me to work and pick me up from work.
That's nice. דרך אגב, הספר שלי עלה
But I
לאמזון.
was one of the few.
אתמול הוא עלה ב-29.
אתמול
אבל
הייתי...
בפייפרבק, עדיין לא בגרסה אלקטרונית.
אוקיי.
פייפרבק עלה, מתנה ליום הולדת שלי. אתמול הייתה לי יום הולדת, תודה.
יש לך יום הולדת?
אתמול. ביום
It was her
קודם.
birthday yesterday.
The what?
Her birthday.
Yesterday I had my birthday. I had a birthday. Yesterday.
Happy
Yesterday.
birthday.
30. ואפילו מתנה ליום הולדת יום קודם זה עלה לאמזון. כן.
So you were born here?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're Sabra.
Yeah. So we started the conversation.
What?
today.
לא, אבל אני ממש מרגישה באיזשהו שלב שהוא מתעייף, ואז הדיבור שלו כבר גם הוא חוזר על עצמו. I'm telling Marsha that sometimes you get tired talking and talking.
Uh-huh.
It is tiring, to talk and try
Yeah.
to remember
I
everything
know.
that happened, many years.
I did that
Before.
for a long time,
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
But
Yeah, sometimes he's in the mood and then he starts talking, but he
אני
woke
מרגישה
up.
אצלו ירידה
Yeah,
לפעמים באמצע.
yeah, he's tired.
כן, בסדר. It's okay.
To
בסדר גמור.
see,
Okay.
I was corresponding. We had an uncle in New York, my father's brother, that came in 1910 or 8.
He came to New York in 1910?
What?
He came to New York in 1910?
Yeah. They left.
And then he
Something-
told you to come, he tried to convince you to come to New York after the war.
He got a car agency, and he said he'll help us financially. And he said he could send us several $1,000s to Europe, but it's not legal, and we couldn't open up a business in Europe. Yeah. So we came to New York.
And then to Wisconsin. Kenosha. And then to Kenosha.
What was another uncle in Kenosha?
Yeah.
That was a struggle, because my uncle in Kenosha was not a successful businessman.
So that's for next time, right?
What?
Are you going to talk about that next time?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. סיפרתי ל...
Take him an hour to get warmed up.
I still think
הוא אוהב לדבר על הזמנים ההם, כן.
that I look forward for you to come here.
You know what?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, it's a mutual.
It is very interesting to me to hear about it. That's why, I'm going to the internet and I'm reading about this, this time that you're talking about.
Yeah, but this.
To know more, to know the background and everything.
But what I did, it doesn't compare with people that wound up in the concentration camps.
Of course.
And they didn't get a chance.
Maybe you were lucky.
Yeah.
But I think also it's not just lucky. It's not just luck.
Uh-huh.
I told you before that you have something in your personality,
Yeah.
in your character,
something
that you are a survivor.
Yeah.
You are a survivor.
I am.
Yeah, you took care of your family.
I did.
Actually.
Yeah.
So.
But we opened up a business in Kenosha.
Yeah, I know.
That supported the whole family.
See?
And then my brother from Israel.
He was focused.
Yeah, אני רוצה כבר שנגיע לשם. הייתי אצל...
She's looking forward to hearing about it.
Yeah. סיפרתי ל...
I still think that you are beautiful.
רגע, את חיבית את זה?
אני לא נגעתי בזה. Thank you. Thank you for your story.
אז אני...
אמרתי ל...
But I was a successful businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I helped Marsha.
Okay, this is what you looked
He
like
had
when you were...
to buy
Look,
tickets to come to
here's
Israel.
your picture when you were a businessman.
בואי, מתי אנחנו חוות?
I wrote,
את רוצה חמישי? אני צריכה לצאת אבל זה בסדר.
משהו לא, בואי נראה.
אני לא, זה בסדר.
איזה יום, שני חמישי, שיהיה קצת מרדכים למחשב בכלל, לא? יום חמישי זה השלישי. נכון? אז בסדר.
זה מוקלט ונקלט את זה אחר כך איתו. וגם גילוי טוב בשבילו.
כן, לגמרי.
היה יום אחד שהוא שכח שהיית. בדרך כלל הוא לא שוכח אותך. לא זוכר שהייתי אז ראינו את זה, וזה היה פשוט גדול.
מה זאת אומרת?
שיכולנו לראות את זה. כן. פשוט רעיון אדיר.
כן, אני חושבת שממש.
the brother,
זה נותן לו גם עצם העניין
my brother was not very popular in Israel.
Oh, Baruch?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Oh, I'm curious to hear about it
Yeah.
next time.
He was a trader.
Okay.
He was on the other side.
Yeah? Okay.
What, you don't know?
No, you
Menachem-
still didn't tell me about it.
Menachem Begin.
Yeah, okay.
Parties.
Yeah, I know.
He was
Yeah,
on
yeah. Now
the what?
I know, but I'll ask you about it.
But he came to Israel with their arms and everything in the dump in the ocean.
I remember the story.
Ben
He
Gurion.
doesn't want you to leave.
The what?
אמרתי ללימור שאני נפגשים, אמרתי לה, את רואה? היא הייתה באותו יום, אני הייתי באותו יום, ומשהו. לימור, שאלות שם, איפה?
כן.
אוקיי. אבל עכשיו לא עושים.
When you come, you bring life to Israel.
Thank you. Bye.
ביי. בהצלחה עם הספר. Her book came out.
What?
Her book came out in English in the States. she has a book that she wrote in Hebrew.
Yeah.
That's how I met her, because she came with her book to learn.
Okay.
And it's also in English, and it just was put on the Amazon yesterday.
She was on Amazon?
Yeah, she's selling her book in the United States.
Oh.